Bon,
CASSIUS.
bon.
Arrivé avec un amour.
This is rolling, so.
Go on.
It's KUGAN CASSIUS for A Film in London. This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Eiffel TV in association with Macklinshire and Marbella. We're at Thomond Park here in Limerick. Press conference for the Showdown. Leave us Saunders September 19th at this very venue. With me I've got Adam Booth. Well, you've been hanging about with James Elder recently and...
No, that's not how I word it.
Really?
Yeah, he was stalking me in Dublin, if that's what you mean. But apart from that, that's all I know of him.
Oh. Just the last few interviews that have gone out have just been Helder and Booth.
He was outside my hotel room in Dublin.
Really?
Sitting on the floor outside my hotel room. In the morning. Weird.
Strange man sometimes. First of all, you named this the Showdown. Correct? Why?
Got my reasons. I'll tell you after the fight.
After the fight or after this interview?
After the fight.
After the fight, really? Okay. Andy Lee, homecoming, defence of his world title against a worthy challenger and a rightful challenger in Billy Joe Saunders, a mandatory challenger. You kept to your word, and the fight got made.
Yeah, well, I did it. Said it was last. I can't remember when it was now, but it was last September, October time when Peter Quillen vacated the title and Billy Joe was number one. And I spoke to Frank because they were close to finalising the Billy Joe's fight with Eubank Jr. I spoke to Frank and I said, we talked about the scenario where Andy would step in, and Frank in the WBO, and we worked together. And it was always the understanding that he would defend against Billy Joe. The Peter Quillen fight came up, and again we said, let's do the Quillen fight, and then we'll defend against Billy Joe. Again, they kept to their word, we kept to ours, and here we are now. And it's going to be one hell of a fight and a hell of an event.
It doesn't seem like yesterday, obviously, since Andy Lee, that great night against Matt Korobov in America, in Las Vegas, and like I said, he's had the fight against Peter Quillen since then, but this fight here is special for a different kind of reason, isn't it, Adam?
You can pick it. Andy Lee's from Limerick, defending his title in this huge stadium in Limerick against his mandatory challenger from England. Andy's the first traveller to ever win a world title, and now you've got Andy defending against Billy Joe, another traveller, in a world title fight. It's unique all around, and it's a great fight. It's a fair fight in every sense in terms of the structure of the deal that we've got. That the only advantage to either party is the fact that we've got it here in Limerick, but everything else is even, and that's the way that we like it.
The fight is here in Limerick. How close was it, or not close was it, to being in England?
Don't know really, because that was obviously Frank's side of things. But when I made our case and they accepted it, and Billy Joe, as far as I'm aware, didn't hesitate to accept it. It wasn't like he started kicking and screaming and saying, "Oh, I want you to push harder to get it in England." He showed his balls there just to say, "Fine, I'll go to Ireland and challenge him." And it's good. All credit to him for doing that.
Andy said he was misquoted about he will stop Billy Joe in 4 or 5 rounds. It wasn't quite what he said, but obviously media outlets like to blow things out of proportion.
It's no biggie though, is it? It got written, so what? But we had a conversation, and Andy's really confident that at some point in the fight he will find the shot to end the fight. He's very confident of that. His confidence in his abilities over the last couple of years has shot through the roof, and he knows that he's got genuine power, genuine fight-ending power in both hands at the highest level. And that's the difference. It's the level that he's been finishing and hurting fighters that has given him that final bit of confidence to be the champion that he is now.
It was brought up in the press conference there, the fact that in Andy Lee's last few fights, some argue been behind on scorecards and has had a slow start to the fight.
Well, the John Jackson fight, he was probably 1 round down when he finished it, but because he got dropped in the first, that's 2 points. But if you actually pick the rounds, no, Andy had won pretty much half the fight. Against Matt Korobov, I had it 3-2 going into the 6th round. I completely disagree with the completely biased judging that went on that night. And go back and watch round 3 and round 5 and tell me he didn't win those rounds. Turn the volume down and watch it. And then Peter Quillin, he got dropped in the first. He then had the trip knocked down in the 3rd. So by the two knockdown definitions, he was well behind after 6 rounds. But you can look at that and then look at how in every scenario he spins the fight on their heads and ends up getting control of it. And that's what champions do. Regardless of skill and will and everything else, true champions find a way to win no matter what. And Andy Lee's definitely got that in his makeup.
Are you not concerned at all, like if obviously Andy Lee, Billy Joe, if the fight's prolonging into the middle to later rounds, he hasn't found that punch that you're talking about, do you start to panic a little bit then? No?
You don't rely on one punch. You fight the fight. You box and you fight the fight that's in front of you every second of every round. You can't control how another man takes the shots. It's all about Andy's confidence in his own abilities. And that, when a man carries that type of confidence, not just on his ring walk or after the first 2 rounds, but he still carries that type of belief in himself, having been on the floor twice, behind on points, going into the second half of the fight. He still carries that belief in himself because he's proven to himself at the highest level that he can turn fights around. That's the point I'm making. It's all about the belief that he has in himself now. He doesn't rely on the shot, but he has the belief and that confidence in himself.
Andy's undoubtedly got a higher pedigree of opponents he's faced in his career, and just an experience factor, he has that edge over Billy Joe Saunders. You're looking like you don't agree with that?
Well, listen, I'll take confidence over experience any day of the week. Experience can work for you. It can also work against you. I'm not necessarily looking at the experience Andy's got. I'm looking at the fighter that he is now. Obviously, everything that's happened before in the past with him has led him to be the fighter that he is now. But I'm looking at the fighter he is now and the man that he is now and how he carries himself in the gym every day and the sort of the clarity of confidence that he's got of himself as well. And that's a hell of a weapon to have because he's proved it to himself. And it's Billy Joe's job to try and chip away at that to make him doubt himself.
Does any part of you think that we've seen the best of Andy Lee?
Does any
part of you believe that we've seen the best of Andy Lee now and that he can't higher the cake?
Go higher than being world champion?
What can we see? Whoa.
It's about longevity now, isn't it? It's about longevity.
Sustaining that.
It's about longevity, yeah. You know, a lot of people win titles, fewer defend them.
Okay. How you been anyway?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did you like my little mess around with this morning when I sent you walking off in the wrong direction trying to find me?
Could you see me then?
Oh, I was just looking straight at you.
I did. I walked. I don't know where I was walking.
Way. I sent you towards the women's toilets. What I want to know is why did it take you 20 minutes to come out of there?
Don't know what you're talking. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm finished. Sit down. I just wanted to ask your opinion on something completely Saunders-Lee not related. Obviously, Carl Froch retired from the sport this morning. Announced it. Good or bad?
Good. Made a lot of money. Had huge success in his career. Got a lot of belts in his trophy cabinet. What's he got to prove? He's got nothing to prove to himself. And this is a dangerous sport at the top level, and not just in the fights, but in training as well. And I think the time is right for him. Personally, from an outsider's perspective, I think the time is right for him to make that decision. He deserves all the accolades he gets, and good luck to him.
You're not going to see Froch Golovkin now?
No, but I never thought that was going to happen. I'd be surprised if it happens.
Well, now he's retired, it's very highly unlikely.
More surprised.
Yeah, definitely. All right then, well listen, September 19th, the showdown. Should have picked a better title. I had a few titles for this.
Like what?
It's going to annoy you if I say this title.
Go on.
No.
Go on.
Let's not go there. I'll tell you off camera.
No, go on, tell me now.
No, because it's the same reason why you sort of thingy James Helder off the other day. But anyway.
No, what? Is it like Gypsy Kings or something like that? You're so one-dimensional, KUGAN.
No, not Gypsy Kings at all.
What was it?
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
have it in the pipeline.
Right, get me off camera.
Adam Booth, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and I'm sure now you're back in Surrey at your gym now. I'll be there a lot.
No, you'll be sure you won't, to be sure, but you will not be there.
Just turn up. I know you don't have security on the front door. You're the security, aren't you?
Where you going? End it. You still no good at ending things, are you?
You end it.
Bye.